Hi. Hi, I'm Paul, and I am the lead research technician here at the How to Linux Research Labs, and I am also the administrator of the Pop! OS Linux group on Facebook. Okay, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to install the program called SaveDesktop on Pop! OS Linux 22.04. Okay, let's get started, and here's my Pop! OS Linux 22.04 installation. Okay, now you're asking, what is SaveDesktop? I'll give you a quick little background on it. It's essentially it's a program that allows you to save and restore your Linux desktop environment configuration settings. So, have you ever spent, you've spent hours customizing your Linux desktop environment only to have something happen or to accidentally change something, and you lose all your settings and you have to reinstall and whatnot. And this happens a lot. I've seen it a lot. It's a common problem, but there's a solution. There's probably other ones besides this one as well, but we're going to focus on SaveDesktop in this video. It is a GUI, a graphical application in which to save your Linux desktop environment configuration settings. So if you ever do find yourself reinstalling your OS frequently, then this program, SaveDesktop, can assist you in backing up your desktop settings from your current system installation settings, and then once you've reinstalled, then you can go ahead and transfer the settings to the reinstalled, fresh, clean install, or probably could work also with the recovery as well, or from a backup or whatever. So yeah, a lot of times it's not really so much about reinstalling. People are not wanting to do. It's all the stuff that they have to do to get back to where they were at, as far as their what was installed, their settings, or little tweaks and all that kind of stuff. Usually, yeah. So it's not really the big deal. Is they're not really put off by necessarily the reinstallation process, but the rebuilding of everything, because you're starting back at scratch and you have to remember everything you did and painstakingly manually rebuild everything. And this might not cover all the bases, but I think it's going to cover quite a bit of what you're going to have to restore manually, and it'll cover most or all of that. So yeah, hopefully it'll save you some time and effort after you've done a reinstallation. So yeah, maintaining your carefully crafted desktop environment configuration can be a real challenge. Accidents do happen, and this is where SaveDesktop comes in to help. It is an open source application, and some of the things that it does allow you to back up and save are themes, icons, wallpapers, extensions, and other settings. So yeah, so it's a great way to save your desktop configuration in case something does happen, and things always do happen. Like I said, I've seen it a lot of times. So we're going to go ahead and give SaveDesktop a try here. It is written in Python, and it is like I said, it is open source, and their source code is freely available on GitHub. Before we get started, a couple more things here real quick. Here are some features of SaveDesktop that you should probably know about. It does support a wide range of DEs, desktop environments, including GNOME, which is what we're going to be working with here, Pop! GNOME 42.5, and it also works on Xface, Cinnamon, Budgie, Pantheon, Mate, and KDE Plasma. And like I said, it can save your themes, icons, wallpapers, extensions, and other settings, and it saves your configuration to a file, and then you could restore a saved configuration with one click, and it is open source and free. So those are the main highlights of some of the main features of SaveDesktop. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and install SaveDesktop on Pop! OS Linux 22.04. And take a look at the NeoFetch, we can actually verify that we are actually in a POP 22.04 environment. Okay, NeoFetch. So you can see here POP OS 22.04. Okay, so we're good to go there. So we can clear on that. SaveDesktop is available in the Flatpak package format, which is what I'm going to install it with right now. So to install it on your Linux desktop, make sure you have install Flatpak on your Linux distro. And you can find instructions on the internet for installing Flatpak command line engine in your terminal. So you can either download a Flatpak reference file directly and run it into a Flatpak engine here, into the Flatpak command, install it locally that way, or you can just pull it from the FlatHub repo from the terminal. You can also do it, you can't, and of course PopShop does have Flatpaks as well, and you can also probably add a Flatpak plug-in to your GNOME Software Center application. So we're going to go ahead and install SaveDesktop with Flatpak, and we're going to use this command, and I'm going to key that in right now, and I'll be back with that command. Okay, first I want to verify that we actually do have Flatpak, that I do have Flatpak installed, and you can do that with this command here, Flatpak space -- version. And that's the Flatpak version that's installed. I'm pretty sure that's pretty current. 1.14.4. So that's pretty current, I do believe. Okay, so make sure you do have the Flatpak engine installed in your terminal. And once you do that, then you can go ahead and you can install Flatpaks, like I said, as a standalone reference file from FlatHub and pass it into the Flatpak command here. Or we can just use Flatpak to pull it from FlatHub. So that's what we're going to do here. Okay, so I'm going to back that out here, and I'm going to paste in the actual command here. Okay. So Flatpak's going to install this program here, and it's going to be pulling it from the FlatHub online repository. So actually, I can go ahead and have a little duplication here. Okay, we don't need that duplicate $ prompt there. Okay, so yeah, we're in a normal. We got the $ prompt, so we can just run it as normal user. We don't have to be sudo. So we're going to use the Flatpak command. We're going to install this program here, SaveDesktop, and it's going to pull it from the FlatHub online repository, which is an online repository. It's flathub.com, I do believe, and it's got a lot of the all the Flatpak packages that are hosted there. So you can go there and download them locally and get documentation on how to install Flatpak, get program information, and it's just a good place to go to get Flatpak information. Okay, so once you have that keyed in there, I'm gonna go ahead and enter on that. Okay, looks good. It's kind of, these are the default permissions, because you know Flatpaks are containerized, so it's kind of walled off from your local system. But you know you got to have some access, so it does give you some default permissions. And there's a program called FlatSeal which can help you to remove these permissions and or grant new ones so we can have access to your system. So these are the permissions that are granted out of the box. So even though it's sandbox, it's not 100%. There are permissions granted so we can actually access some of your resources. Okay, and you can see right here some of the resources here. Okay, so everything looks good there. It's okay. This looks good here. Stable branch. Okay, that looks good. It's a, you know, it's got its own little language. You're gonna have to get used to the Flatpak way of doing things. But I know enough to know that this is okay to this point, I do believe. So we're going to proceed with these changes. And by doing that, we're going to key in the Y for yes. I'm going to enter on that. And that was pretty quick. Get a little information here. Save desktop. And I would imagine that it installed it as only for a single user as opposed to system wide. That's not really clear here. That's always something to kind of, be mindful of. Don't think it's got, and there's no indication here. Anyway, so installation has been completed. Okay, so we're clear on that, and then all we have to do is launch it. So we can launch it in two different ways. We'll come back to the terminal in a moment, but let's also try to go and find it in our application drawer here. Okay, I didn't actually show it before, but it wasn't here. I should have showed it just to show that it was not here, and now it is here. But take my word, it was not here. So it's called SaveDesktop, right? Okay, so we'll scroll down to the S's, and we'll try to find it here. Okay, here it is. SaveDesktop. That was not there before. So a single left click on the mouse button will open it. Okay, and that's about as far as I'm going to go with it, because I don't want to drag the video out too long. But it's been installed, and I will post a link that shows how to actually go ahead and configure this. Let's get a real quick version here. 2.92. Okay, anyway, you can see it's been installed, and it's a Flatpak. Okay, so we'll X out of there, and we'll come back to the terminal, and then I'll show you how to launch it from the terminal. Okay, so here's the command to launch it from the terminal, the command line interface, the CLI. Again, I made another little mistake here. I don't need to have this extra $sign here, so we'll go ahead and back that out. Okay, good. So Flatpak is going to be used to run it. Instead of install, it's going to be run, and it's just going to run that. So yeah, FlatHub is gone. We've already installed it. So the two things are different here. No install from FlatHub. We got run and just the name of the program. So slight change there. Pretty easy to keep track of what changed. Instead of Flatpak install from FlatHub, program name, it's going to be Flatpak run, program name. Okay? So take a look here, save desktop. Okay, good. Okay? So let's enter on that. Okay, great. Same thing. Now, good thing about running it from the terminal, it's not only a kind of a plan B backup in case the GUI doesn't work, but also if there's any problems here in the process window as far as errors of launching, you can come here and see some of the output and maybe use some of the output errors, whatever, to debug no matter what it's doing, whether it's not launching or whether you're able to launch it, but when you start working with it and some things are faulting or crashing in the GUI front end, you can come here to the back end process, and again you'll get hopefully you'll get something that you could work with, some kind of error message that you can actually work with and try to debug why it's not launching or why it's not working. So this is a good kind of a plan B. The only downside is that you have to keep the process open in the background here, so you have to dedicate a terminal and at least one window and one tab at least to the process, because if you kill this, you'll kill the front end, and vice versa. If you kill the front end, then the back end will. So these both have to live together. And it can clutter up your workflow a little bit since you have this extra element running in the background here. But if you're okay with that, then yeah, then you can manage this in your mind. Then you can go ahead and do it this way. Of course, plan A is almost always from the GUI there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that. We'll clear on that, and it still runs, but I guess if you start working with it, it's not going to work. Kind of like it got frozen or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and kill that. Or, it might work, but then it won't work the next time if you launch it. Well, if you launch it the next time from the GUI, it'll work, but when you kill the process in the background, it's going to really affect your front-end GUI there. It'll either go away completely, or it'll just freeze and crash and not work. Or if you can work with it, it won't save anything. So they both have to work in tandem together. So yeah, so you got the GUI way of doing it here, and then the terminal, the command line way with this right here. Okay. So that was how to install the SaveDesktop program on Pop! OS Linux 22.04. And I am Paul, and I am the lead research technician here at the How to Linux Research Labs, and I am also the administrator of the Pop! OS Linux Facebook group. I thank you for subbing and for watching, and I look forward to your comments and your feedback. And until my next video, thank you and bye-bye.